Alrighty guys, so our last tutorial in the color correction section is going to be in color correcting what I call mood shots, or kind of the more artistic shots. And basically you'll notice that when we color correct kind of these artistic shots, these mood shots, we have a lot more artistic leeway, and there's not really a right and wrong way. I mean, there's probably a wrong way, but there's many right ways. And so I'm going to show you guys exactly how they work. And a lot of the images in this exercise file in the catalog actually probably fit under this artistic category, but we've only put 3 in there just so we're not reworking the same images over and over. So let's right click on artistic. This is the last section that we're covering. We're going to go over to the beginning, type in 08_artistic, and let's left click to bring up our 3 artistic images. So I'm going to hit D to zoom into this first one. Now this first artistic image can be done in so many ways. Basically with these mood shots you can kind of play with the temperature, and really a lot of different temperatures are going to work for this. I can leave it exactly where it is, which was as shot, and I can kind of pump my blacks, add some contrast to this image, add some vibrance and some clarity, and then even do a little detail brush over it. I'm going to use the detail brush from our last tutorial where we have a little bit of contrast. I'll increase my contrast a bit, a little bit of clarity and a little bit of sharpness, run it over the entire image, and that's great. This could be one version of the image right there. Another version of the image, we could do a very cold version, so where we kind of leave it more blue. And you'll see that this is why I call these kind of mood shots, because typically a mood shot kind of has more of a uniform kind of a color grade to it. Like you're kind of going with a certain color scheme in each image, and so there's usually only a couple different color tones in one of these mood shots, and so they're very flexible as far as kind of manipulating them and kind of changing them to your artistic style. So let's save one of these snapshots. We'll go say mood shot blue, and then let's do one that we'll call technically is color correct. So we're just going to go as shot, and we'll call this one color correct. Color corrected. And then we can also do a super warm shot too by just pumping up the temperature even more, and we get this like really golden feel from it. There's not really any wrong way to do this, so that's kind of the point of these mood shots. So let's go and add this one. We're going to call it mood shot gold. Alright, let's go to our next image. Same thing with this. We have kind of an underlying theme to the color tone, which is blue. So I'm going to kind of increase my blacks, increase my contrast a little bit, and now I can kind of bring it down into the more of the blues. And it doesn't, in my kind of mind, it doesn't look as good in the blue area, but it works great as basically under as shot. So this is as shot. It works great right there. It also works very well as a very warm image. So kind of pumping it up, getting a kind of those purples into the hood. It looks really beautiful like this too. So we'll create 2 versions of this image. So the first one, let's go back to let's go to as shot, and let's warm it up just a tiny bit, and we'll just add a little more clarity, vibrance, and I think sharpness and everything is probably fine on this. That's good right there. We'll just add a little bit more recovery to kind of pull down the highlights in the sky, and we'll call this one color corrected. And then let's create the mood shot version of it, which is going to be a very warm version of the same shot. So we're just going to warm it up, probably do about right there. I'm going to call mood shot warm. Alright, let's go to the next image. Again, same thing, we kind of have an underlying yellow color theme to this image. So we're going to darken it up first, add my blacks back in, add a little bit of contrast, and then do a little bit of recovery just to kind of bring back the highlights on the skin tones. And let's see it. So this is as shot, so it works there. We'll create this as our color correct. I'm going to add a little bit of clarity before we do that. Yeah, just a tiny bit of clarity and a little bit of vibrance as well. And I think this image could actually use quite a bit of sharpening. Let's sharpen it real fast, just for the sake of sharpening it. So we actually have this setting set up in our. We can sharpen this a lot because it looks like it wasn't quite focused right on. And it's cool too if this one's sharpened a lot, because it kind of adds a nice gritty feel to the image too. So that's fine. Alright, let's save this as our color corrected. And then same thing with this image. We can create kind of different versions of it. If I cool it off, it still looks pretty cool as like a very cold image, like right here. So I can create another snapshot, and I can say this is going to be mood shot cold. I can pump up the warmth, and then I can pull down my vibrance and kind of create this monochromatic tone to it as well in the warm side. So that's another version of that image too. So with these mood shots, I'm going to undo that last change. We'll go back to our cool tone. The point with these mood shots is basically that with these types of images, you can really do whatever you want with them. And I'll point out some of the other ones that I think kind of fit in this category too. This image of this girl in this whatever it is, she's in a factory, I guess. If I warm this up quite a bit, it also works very, very well as a very warm shot. It would probably also work well as a really cool shot too. Yeah, I can cool it down quite a bit as well. So let's go and see. I'm going to undo both those. Actually, let's just go back to our color corrected version. Other versions of mood shots that would work well, probably the stadium image. Really kind of any of the kind of more abstract images, the more artistic, those types of images are going to work really well as mood shots. So, alrighty guys, so we've completed the chapter on color correction. Let's move on to the next chapter.